Welcome to our channel. We're so happy to have you here. Don't forget to subscribe and help us hit our goal of 100,000 subscribers. In 2000, 11-year-old Palestinian Mohammed al-Dura was shot by Israeli army in Gaza. His father, Jamal, tried to shield his son from the hail of bullets. Detonation of a nuclear bomb. Nevada Test Site, Nevada, USA. March 29, 1955. After his wife died from not getting medical help on time, Dashrath Manji carved a road through a mountain over 22 years to shorten the distance from his village to the nearest hospital from 70 miles to 1 km. June 18, 1983. Mona Mahmoudnejad, who was hanged in Iran at 17 for the crime of teaching religion to children. Sudanese celebrate the end of Jafar Nimeri's 16-year reign over Sudan as president after Popular Revolt 1958. Johnny Cash at the Western Wall, Israel in the 1970s. He visited Israel 5 times, was baptized in the Jordan River, and released 3 albums about the Holy Land, one of them with that title. An old man falls to the ground, caught up in the middle of a street fight between the rockers and mods. Hastings, England, 1964. Leonard Cohen serenades the IDF in Sinai during the Yom Kippur War of 1973. His song, Lover, 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 is about the war. Yom Kippur, the war that 50 years ago put Israel on the ropes and shattered its image of invincibility, 1973. 1929, Hebron Massacre. 67 Jews were murdered by Arabs, including 12 women and 3 children under the age of 5. Their synagogues were destroyed and the entire community had to be evacuated by the British. Photo from 1976 shows coal miner Jess Bishop breathing his last while his miner sons keep watch. He was an unfortunate victim of black lung disease. 1998 photo of a Palestinian family standing tearfully amongst their belongings as their house in East Jerusalem is demolished by Israeli troops. Israel has a long-standing practice of demolishing homes of Palestinians, often citing a lack of building permits as an official reason. M4A3 75-meter tank knocked out by an 88-meter in Irsch, Germany, February 1945. Ida B. Wells shed light on lynchings in Jim Crow America and promoted women's suffrage. Saddam Hussein at the beginning of his Ba'ath Party career, 1960. Welcome to our channel. We're so happy to have you here. Don't forget to subscribe and help us hit our goal of 100,000 subscribers. Maharaja Sri Sir Jitendra Narayan Bhup Bahadur on England posing for a photo, 1902. Captive Asiatic cheetahs, which were used for hunting by local nobles and British officers. Princely State of Hyderabad, British India. Historical records show how the big cat had roamed the forests Aroh und Hyderabad city till 1930s, but unfortunately went extinct countrywide by 1952. In 1952, Jacques Léonard moved from Paris to Montjuic, a steep hill overlooking Barcelona's port. He fell in love not just with the Romani people that lived there, but with one gitana, the Spanish term for a Romani woman, in particular. George W. Bush has a leg up on his father, George H.W. Bush, as the president attempts to stretch before jogging at Fort McNair. SS doctors selecting Polish children with Aryan features for abduction and adoption by German families. A Scandinavian stewardess examines a new uniform proposal for Scandinavian Airlines in 1964. It was not approved. Before she was Dorothy on the Golden Girls, B. Arthur joined the U.S. Marine Corps Women's Reserve during World War II. She served for 2 years as a driver and dispatcher in North Carolina and had only one blemish on her record: contracting a venereal disease that left her incapacitated for a month in 1944. Mongolian woman in 1913, sentenced to die by starvation, reaches out from the porthole of a crate. Her alleged crime was adultery. Rare old photo of Albert Einstein before the 1979 Iranian Revolution. President Dwight Eisenhower became furious with Israel, 1960. Tsar Nicholas II's daughters posing after shaving their heads due to measles while under house arrest at Tsarskoye Selo, 1917. In 1975, Kodak engineer Steven built the first digital camera, but the company shelved it to protect its film business, a major missed opportunity in tech history. Champion bodybuilder Reg Lewis, his wife on the left, and a family friend, 1950s. Marty Feldman as Igor, That's Igor, thank you very much, in Young Frankenstein, 1974. Paramount Pictures and Universal Studios costume designer, Edith Head, 1950s. The collective mugshots of the group of American civil rights activists known as the Freedom Riders from the 1960s. Judy Garland's earliest known wig and makeup test for MGM's The Wizard of Oz, taken on April 29th of 1938. A portrait of 1,091 mothers and their children sent to loved ones serving overseas during World War II. May 1944. 1962. The 20-year-old Garcia appeared with the Heart Valley Drifters, a group that also featured two friends who would remain in his musical ambit for years to come. Robert Hunter, bass, and David Nelson, guitar, along with Ken Frankel, fiddle and banjo, and Norm Van Maastricht, dobro. On October 14, 1912, Theodore Roosevelt took a bullet to the chest during a campaign speech. He still spoke 90 minutes before getting medical attention. Terrified actress Sophia Loren hides inside her car as fans mob her and one cracks her mirror, all while she was at the Rome to San Remo Cinema Car Rally, 9th of April, 1956. Agnes Lamb tends to her horse team on her new homestead in Washburn, North Dakota, 1906. She had officially filed her claim on the land that same day. Judy Garland and Barbra Streisand during the taping of their iconic duet on The Judy Garland Show in 1963. This color snapshot was taken by Roddy McDowell, who attended and photographed many of the shows during the series. Tiffany Amber Thiessen, 1999. Photos from the making of Jaws, released 50 years ago on June 20th, 1975. 1864, showing a fortified position with artillery and tents. The fort was part of the defenses built around Atlanta by Confederate forces during the Atlanta Campaign. The Atlanta Campaign was a crucial series of battles in 1864, leading to the eventual capture of Atlanta by Union forces under William T. Sherman. Joni Mitchell, watching Bob Dylan perform at the Rolling Thunder Revue in 1975, sat in between Allen Ginsberg and Sarah Dillon. This dude sitting with a dog and a cigarette in his mouth looks like he is having the time of his life, despite the war going on around him, 1967. Albert Finney, 1982. He had just shaved his head to play the role of Daddy Warbucks for the movie Annie. Finland, 1966. The first post-war women's tram driver course. Students getting to know the tram. From left, Terttu Linden and Rayleigh Parkila. The other Hall of Famer from the 1984 NBA draft, Holy Hand, Oscar Schmidt. Despite never playing in the NBA, he was drafted in the 6th round by the Nets, 1980s. Lolo Ferrari, 1996. Every cannabis user is a medical patient whether they know it or not. Dennis Perron, with Brownie Mary, co-author, Prop 215, 1996, Prop P, 1991. He created the first dispensary in the nation. Roy Bryant, Wright, and J.W. Milam during their time in the trial for the kidnapping and death of Emmett Till, 1955. They were acquitted, and 1 year later, under double jeopardy protection, admitted to having do it with details. In 1958, Audrey Hepburn was photographed by Pier Luigi Praterlon in the suite of the Hassler Hotel in Rome while trying on dresses by Hubert de Givenchy. The Buckley sisters on their family's Terry, Montana ranch, circa early 1910s. Well loved by their community, Mabel, May, and Myrtle were so skilled in horsemanship that they were asked to join Wild West shows, but they declined to focus on their family business. Dolly Parton, before writing Love is Like a Butterfly and adopting the butterfly as her personal emblem, 1973. Unusual and rare photograph of Winston Churchill feeding his pet white kangaroo, Digger, the only albino kangaroo in Europe, at London Zoo, Regent's Park, 1948. Che Guevara and motorcycle, he used to travel around South America, 1951 to 1952. On August 5th, 1969, Neil Armstrong spent his 39th birthday in quarantine after making history as the first person to walk on the moon. Though isolated to prevent moon germs, it was likely his most unforgettable birthday. American Red Cross workers sterilizing bandages for field dressing stations, Rue Saint-Didier, Paris, 1918. French ladies taking the sun in the 1945. Yes, this photos are from 1945, despite appearances.